today I'm going to take you through my mobility warm-up routine. This is basically what I do every single day before every workout that I do. Sometimes we'll add things or drop things depending on what specifically the training is. But this is what I'm basically doing every day, and it gets my whole body prepped and feeling good no matter what I'm doing. Even on days I don't train, sometimes I just do this. It doesn't take that long, and it makes your body feel better. So we're going to start on the floor into a tabletop quad position. We're going to start with just some cat-cows, inhaling, look up, exhaling, down. The main thing with this is that we're not rushing through this movement. We are taking our time. We're feeling out our spine. We're feeling out everything until we know where our body is, because different days we'll have different levels of mobility, and different days we'll have different tightness, and this helps to just feel that out. Take your time through this. I usually do 5 to 10 reps depending on the day, really working through it slowly. Until we come back to center. From here, we're going into a scapular push-up, my scapular push-up routine. So I start with the big shoulder circles. For a scapular push-up, you can also do these in a high plank position. I just prefer to do it in the quad position. Your elbows are going to stay straight, and you're going to do some big circles through your entire shoulders and through your whole entire scapular region. Doing 5 to 8 each direction. So we're going to switch directions now. And then as you go through this scapular push-up sequence, you'll find that there are different ones that are going to feel better or worse for you and your body. Take your time and feel out what feels good for you. We're going to do just straight up scapular push-ups. Elbows stay locked out, bringing the shoulder blades together, and then expanding and rounding almost. Really just getting your upper body ready to work. Once you've done 5 to 8 to 10 of those, we're going to bring our shoulders up to our ears and down the back. Elbows are still staying locked out through this, yeah? Just working through it. And then once you get through all of the movements, take an extra second. Feel out if there's maybe one that you want to return to. From our quad position, we are going to tuck our toes and go into a downward dog. Bring your hips up high. Push your heels to the floor. Pedal it out. I'm not a yoga instructor, but you know what a downward dog looks like probably. Hips staying high. You should be able to transition from your downward dog into a plank. That's how you know that you're in a good position. And just pedal it out for a minute. Feel out if there's anything that feels like it needs more time. And then we're going to go into a runner's lunge. So you're going to take a big step up and step up next to your hand. You can keep your back leg up or not. And then I add a little twist. And then I step back and switch sides. And I will do this for 3 to 5 each side. If you can't step up in one movement, that's totally fine. You can take extra steps to come up. So you can, instead of doing one big step, you can kind of take that extra step, or you can pull it up, whatever you need to do to get into a position where you can stretch it out. down. From here, we are going to do a shoulder car. A shoulder car is a controlled articular rotation. You can do this standing, you can do this in a quad position, but today we're going to do it just sitting on the floor. We're already here, might as well. So when you're doing a shoulder car, you want to keep your arm in really close to your body. You don't want to be out here. So you're wanting to stay in really, really tight, thumb pointing backwards, reaching back. You'll find that you'll start to wander out. Just try to stay as tight as you possibly can. Find that sticking point and rotate in it. And then reach back, rotate your hand back, and end with your pinky forward on the other side, on the downward. From here, you're going to push your thumb up, still staying in nice and tight, and rotating all the way around. And that is 1 rep. I'll show you from a different angle so you can see it. Additionally, make sure we're not like arching our back. We're staying very stacked here. So we're reaching back, finding those sticking points, working within them, rotating, and then we're going to reach back, find those sticking points, work within them, and then rotate and come down. We're going to do one more on this side. Really take your time through this. This is not a movement we're trying to rush through. We're trying to find where our shoulders mobility is. If you're doing sport, this is going to be really helpful for your overhead position as well. So just find those sticking points, really reach, try to extend, push through them, rotate all the way down. Pushing it back, thumb angled back, breathing, working in that sticking point, and rotating, coming back. Now we'll do it on the other side. We're doing our same thing. You'll find that your mobility levels are different. I don't know if you could hear my shoulder just pop. So be mindful of that. Be mindful that your mobility levels are going to be different, and be kind to your body. Don't try to like make them equal. Obviously, we're trying to create like equality between our two sides, but you don't want to like overly push yourself into that, right? Reaching back, finding your sticking points. They're going to be in different spots like we've been talking about, and come around. And we'll do one more. And sometimes it's nice to do this one, finish the warm up, and then do like another couple just to see how it feels. That 3? I'm going to say that was 3. And we'll go into a shoulder car, or a hip car. Like a shoulder car, we just did one. So now we're going into a hip car. I prefer to do these in a quad position versus standing, because standing turns into a bit of a balance exercise. And sometimes that's nice, but for today, we're going to stay on the floor. For a hip car, quad hip car, we're going to bring our knee up, drive it to your elbow, pick it up, almost like we're doing a fire hydrant exercise, kick it back, and then drive it back into your elbow, kick it back, turn, fire hydrant, and return. That is 1 rep. So drive the knee up and all the way up for a fire hydrant. Kick your heel up, drive your knee in, drive your heel up, turn, and bring back down. The sticking points for here, your mobility levels here, are going to be in that fire hydrant and where you can kick up. So here, kicking up, trying not to like come all the way around, right? We're bringing it up, kicking it up, and then kicking your heel all the way up. And then driving your knee in, driving your heel up and back down. And that is one side. Go from here too. Just really work through it. It should be a little bit of a grind. You are finding that mobility. Fire hydrant, heel up, drive to elbow, drive up, down, and floor. 1, 2. And once again, your mobility levels may be a little bit different side to side, and that's okay. Last one. Find those sticking points and grind through them. And floor. You might get a little cramps in your glutes, your hips. That's totally normal. It means you're pushing yourself. It means that your mobility is going to continue to build. So from here, we're going to do a hip clock. Before we hop into the hip clock, part of the hip clock is the Cossack squat. And I like to just start in that because sometimes my hips, my heels don't want to hit the floor. And so I just like to give myself a minute, kind of holding, working through it nice and low to get my hips ready, even more ready. Because sometimes by this point in the warm-up, I can just hop right into a hip clock, no problem. And some days I don't have it. So when you're doing a Cossack, the goal is to have this heel on the floor. But sometimes it just takes a minute. So listen to what your body says and adapt as you need to. Cool. So now that we've done a few of those, we're going to go into a hip clock. We're going to do 2 each side. Hip clock is kind of a movement sequence that will feel very tricky when you look at me do it. But once you have it, it'll be in your brain forever and you'll be like, wow, this is awesome. So hip clock, we're going to do a Cossack. Let's just start trying to stay low because my camera angles aren't awesome. So come down into a Cossack lunge. From here, we're going to plant and turn. Put your foot on the ground, put your knee on the ground, and you're going to pull your fingers towards your chest and rock side to side, really feeling out if there's any sticky points here. From here, plant your hands, pick up your back leg, little push up, pick up the hand next to your foot, turn both of your feet, and look up at the sky. And then rotate back, big step up, and calf stretch. From here, go to the other side. Cossack, turn, pull your fingers to your chest, rock it side to side, plant your hands, pick up your back foot, push up, pick up the hand next to your foot, and turn and look at the sky. Step up and calf stretch. If you're doing this on your own time frame, go through it nice and slow. You don't have to rush. There's a point in the stretch that feels really good. Keep going, and that's okay. So I'm going to go from the back side so you can see both sides. So we're doing a Cossack, turn, fingers to chest, rock it side to side, plant your hand, pick up your back leg, push up, pick up the hand next to your foot, pivot, look towards the ceiling, get that stretch all through your hips here. This is the part of the stretch that I like to hang out in. Turn, big step up, calf stretch, stand up, other side. As you can see, my Cossack still is a little bit tight on my left side, and that's okay. Turn. rotate side to side here. Plant your hands, pick up your foot, or do a little push-up, you know what I meant. Pick up your hand, and then we're going to turn, look up at the ceiling. Big step up, calf stretch, and then stand. And that is my go-to full body mobility warm-up. If you have any questions about it, let me know. If you'd like any more breakdowns like this, also let me know. Hope that this was helpful for you today. See you next time.